Good morning, everybody. Got my America shirt on. I put my special tooth in today. I'm not sure. I had a fake tooth from the time I was about, I don't know, I was in, I think, fifth grade. No, I think it was like eighth grade maybe or something like that. And I was going to East Aurora middle school. And I went to East Aurora till I was a junior, and then my mom and dad split up, and my mom stayed in East Aurora, and my dad went over to Cheektowaga, so I went over to Cheektowaga. But when I was in eighth grade, I got pushed. We were played a game. I jumped. I got pushed, and my tooth got knocked in half. So they fixed it up, and I had my tooth all better. And then I was playing football down in Florida in a nationals tournament, and it got hit. I got hit. We were playing 35 and over football, and these guys, I can't remember what team we were playing. I think it was a team from Baltimore, and I went up and I got hit in the front of the head, the back of the head, and my tooth split. Well, remember before that, I was watching a commercial, some late night commercial I was watching, and it said, "Make a tooth, make your own tooth," and I was like, that has got to be the most ridiculous thing ever. Yeah, well, until I needed it. And then I bought this stuff. It was make your own tooth. And the stuff works great. So I've been making my own teeth, my own front tooth ever since. So I put that in special for you guys today, along with the America shirt here. But I wanted to give an update on the RAV that I have. I got the RAV back. I went over to the police department. Everything. I think it was Dispatcher Hackett. She was over there. She was friendly. She was helpful. She was able to assist in everything that I needed to be able to get that. And then I went right around the corner where the vehicle was being stored, and Sean, the individual at First Choice Auto, right there on the corner of what the heck would that be? William and Cayuga Creek. He helped me out. He gave me the vehicle back. The vehicle was safe. It was in his yard. And, he took care of me on price. He didn't whack me for the whole thing, which was good, because it could have probably been about $350, $400. So, which sucks. I should have never had the vehicle towed in the first place. So I did have an opportunity to speak to my attorney, and my attorney's name is Jason DePasquale, one of the best attorneys. If you ever need any help, reach out to me, or you can reach out to Jason. He's been working with me for a long time. Very intelligent, very smart guy. He practices in all disciplines of law, but he also is a constitutionalist, just like us, and he knows the law very, very well. And he's been able to help several individuals with SAFE Act, the issues that were running there with the guns, and also he was able to help and assist people with houses where town governments were weaponizing themselves against residents and trying to take their homes, myself included. Very good. He said that I walked him through everything, and he said that absolutely it was a wrongful arrest. There was no question about it. Also, the wine cellar should have never requested me to leave. In Governor Cuomo's order, it specifically says, strongly recommend. And then it says that you can ask or request people to wear them. If they don't wear them, you can request them to leave. However, if they have a medical condition, you can't disallow them. You can't force them out. I articulated it very clearly that I had a medical condition, several occasions. As a matter of fact, they never asked me to leave from the building, not once. They said they couldn't sell me alcohol, but they never once asked me to leave. As a matter of fact, they said, we could sell you alcohol if you move to the front of the store. That's our policy. I did. They were going to get me my bottle of wine, and then their tune changed. So the officer also wrongful. There was no reason he should have responded. He never requested me to leave the building. No one asked him to get me to leave the building. And he also never should have taken my vehicle. It wasn't involved in the crime. There was no reason, actually, criminal what he did entering into my vehicle. So we're going to be taking a look into all of that stuff. But encouraging, very encouraging news that I did get a chance to speak with Jason yesterday. We went through everything in detail, and we'll see how everything goes. I'll keep you guys posted. The court date is August 12th, so there's some time for that. So moving on past that, the elderly gentleman named Ronald that I was there in lockup with, he's 76. I had gone over to his house to see if he was there on Saturday. I went over there in the morning right away. He wasn't. His home was open, so I entered into it. But his neighbor was there. His neighbor Dan. He'd been his neighbor for about 12 years. He told me that Ronald has been alone for a very long time. He's been alone for the full 12 years that he was there. Says he never gets any visitors. He's married, but his wife is in West Seneca. I think I've mentioned that. So Ronald wasn't there. I entered into the home. Door was open. I was worried that he was. I was worried he killed himself. He wasn't there. Thankfully, closed everything up. I didn't lock it just in case he didn't have his keys. But Ronald did return home later that evening. Dan, was around 7 o'clock. Dan texted me and said, "Hey, Ronald's home." I didn't want to bother him. It was about 7 o'clock. So I was going to go over on Sunday. Well, Sunday, I get a text from Dan, his neighbor, saying, Cheektowaga police are here. They're taking him to ECMC Emergency Services. Sucked. Before I got a chance to go see him, I was really kind of upset about the whole thing. But hopefully it happened for a reason. Hopefully he's in a place where he could get some of the help that he needs right now. I'm very familiar with emergency services, unfortunately, and I know they're not very well equipped there to help people. I know a lot of people that have been there, and that's really not any help to them at all. I know elderly people that have been there as well, and it's sad what they do to people and the medications that they put them on, and then they keep them there longer than they need to be, and then they're adding to the PTSD. This gentleman was never arrested. Now he's been arrested. Completely different viewpoint on where the police are, and now he's been taken to emergency services for however long, because I don't know what the timeline is that he could keep him, but if he's a threat or danger to himself or others, I believe they could keep him for as long as they want. So I called ECMC Emergency Services yesterday and over there, and they said that there was nothing they could do. They said there was no visitation, and that sucks, because now you have an individual who desperately needs that visitation. He needs human contact, and now he's being isolated in an environment that is outside his normal environment. I mean, yeah, he may be 76, he may be a little bit out of it, but he still had his own house. He was still mowing his lawn. He was still taking care of his property. He was still going out and buying all of his food and doing all that stuff. So I'll keep you guys posted on that. And I got a whole other thing that I want to cover on that as well. But, we're already getting kind of long in the tooth here. Wanted to mention too, now moving on, wanted to mention too about the lockdowns that are being reinstituted in other states. I've heard California is one of them. I heard several other states, Florida being one of them. They're re-implementing the lockdowns. Now, we've all talked about there's going to be another series of lockdowns in our state. When they are, I don't know. They're saying possibly September, October. But be prepared, guys. Just be very prepared. Get all of the, any of your water, any of your food, any of your toilet paper, obviously, right? But get all that stuff. And be prepared for whenever that could happen, because our numbers, and it's so funny because when you look at the trend isn't a bend the trend. The trend is actually exactly the way every other pandemic plays out in every other country in the entire world. You had a peak and then you had the slow. Difference is with ours, Our peak was drawn way out. So it wasn't like a lower bend the trend that they talked about. They drew the peak out because of the things that they implemented. We weren't able to get herd immunity or develop the antibodies as quickly as we could. And we don't even know if that graph is real. We just don't. So just be careful with that stuff. I know we're doing the 4th of July thing with Nancy Orticelli. I'm going to post that. I'm going to get some information for that event, that rolling tribute to Independence Day, and what time that is and where they're going to go and where it's going to end. If anybody wants to ride, join me at my house, and then we can meet up with Nancy and her group. They have about 100 to 150 people, I guess, which is awesome. And then that's on the 4th of July. That'll be Saturday. And we're also doing, Gina Kay is talking about doing another protest with our group, Buffalo Events Group, on July 17th. So, again, for the reopening of everything, the fact that they still have the malls closed and they introduced a phase 5, and also with Cuomo saying that these things might never open without a vaccination. I haven't listened to anything that Cuomo was saying at all. I never listened to his I know you got to listen to know where the enemy is, but I usually get this information filtered to me because I can't stand listening to the guy. So if anybody does have any additional information on things that he has said in the past couple of days, by all means post it here underneath, or post it on my page so that I can see it, tag me. But we have this phase 5 now, and that's it. So getting back to the masks a little bit there, guys, just talking to my attorney yesterday, he's like, the masks can absolutely not be mandated. They cannot be mandated. A store, if you have a medical condition, cannot kick you out. They try to kick you out. You contact the ADA so that they can deal with the business the way that they have to. And then, I would recommend leaving the facility. Don't stay, because if they call the cops and you have a cop like the one that I had, and my attorney said, so you asked the officer if you were being detained or if you had any business together. I go, yes, I did. I asked them that at least twice, maybe 3 times. And he said, what did the officer say? And I said, he didn't say anything. He said, no, we don't. Or he said, no, you're not, but would you mind coming outside with me? That's all he said. Never forcefully asked me, you need to step out of the building, nothing like that. So just be aware that if somebody does ask you to leave, do whatever you want to do and feel is best. Hopefully you're not going to have the same result as me. It's probably not going to happen. Word that I'm getting is, and then I was out everywhere yesterday, Home Depot, it was Wegmans, Tops, went out to a restaurant last night, Sorrentino's. I like that place. Went out with a couple buddies, and we were enjoying no issues at all. Walked in, no masks, no problem. A couple other places I've been to with restaurants, no masks, no problem. New York Beer Project, I was there on Sunday. So it does seem to be like whoever is completely out of their mind, like you're seeing on your pages. You're seeing on your pages people defend what is happening with the masks. And here's the point, guys. Government, people literally think, and have thought this for a long time, that government is there to protect us. That government is there to come after us, that it's okay if our government is weaponized against us. And our government is weaponized against us at every different level. It's at the town level, when they're trying to take our taxes, when they're reassessing our properties, when they're going to try to take our homes if we don't pay those taxes on time, the garbage department, the highway department, the police, local police, assessment offices. All those agencies have been weaponized against people at different times. And then it extends up to a higher level. And people are like, well, yeah, if you're not doing it. No, I didn't do anything wrong. And that's not the way government is supposed to be. It was never intended to be that. Government they are people that are employed by us. But the people here in government, in Erie County, in our local towns, not all of them, I feel like Elma is one of those places, and your more outlying areas still understand what government is supposed to be. You get into the burbs, and these people are tyrants. and they're fascists, and they've been this way for decades. But you have so many people that think, well, government's got to be there to hold our hands and watch us do it. No, not at all. Never intended to be that. As a matter of fact, the opposite is exactly what was supposed to be the case. And the exact opposite is the way it is in so many parts of our country still, and so many parts of our state. But people are like, no, you wear that mask, Like I saw hashtag wear the mask, protect everyone, asshole, or whatever it was. That was the hashtag going around, which was why I put the hashtag that I did on my statement about masks yesterday, The government was never intended to be this way. And this is the slippery slope that we're on, is that now people think that it's okay. So what you have is Cuomo and all these other dictators at this point. And my attorney is calling Cuomo a dictator. He's calling him a tyrant. So, and he's balanced. And I mean, I would like to think that I am mostly too. But I mean, this is a guy in the legal profession. He's calling him a tyrant. He's calling him a fascist. He's a constitutional lawyer, and he is saying absolutely everything that he is doing and everything that these health departments and all these other agencies are doing are fascists. They're tyranny. They're dictators. That's what they are. It's not constitutional. And, you have these executive orders that aren't constitutional. They're not even being challenged. They're being challenged a little bit by Jim Ostrowski and his team. But just remember that. The slippery slope is this, that now these people think that, well, government's got to step in and they got to be there for our safety with a mask. So then what? Then it'll be the vaccination. Then it'll be how much food you can buy and when you can buy food or which toilet paper. Where does it stop? You have to have a chip inside your arm. And don't think for a second that this isn't coming, guys, because everybody has talked about it. All the major players have talked about it. We have these groups and these organizations and these individuals that are standing up for our freedoms, fighting. So I always say this every time that I'm talking, is do something, whatever you can do. Reach out to me, private messenger, so that, I can let you know what we can do, where we can do it, which group we have that, you can be a part of, so that you can, have like-minded people that you're working with towards a common goal, a goal that's established, whatever those goals are. If that goal is, writing letters or getting petitions started or finding people that are doing these things and, getting that list compiled, or if it's, doing rallies or protests or attending those, or just doing research or doing anything that you want to do, like Sharif, like I had mentioned, him wanting to do a, the podcast or the YouTube on exposing local media here and all the lies that they're pushing. WKBW put out a lie yesterday. 33,000 people. Now, I don't know if that's in the country or in the world or if it's in the state. They said 33,000 people are going to be saved if everybody would wear a mask. How do you even determine that number? Like, give me a break. You were also the same people that said if you all stay inside your house, then everybody's going to be safe. And then what happened? 62% of the people, the new cases, were the people that were staying inside, keeping themselves safe. You have these supposed spikes because of air conditioning, because people are staying inside, protecting themselves. So keep that stuff in mind, guys. But if you want, please reach out to me. Let me know if there's anything you want to do, anything you want to help with. I do have to go through my messenger. I'm going to get through some of that today. But I got to get back up on the roof with Andy. Now I had the whole weekend off, and then I had an additional day. I was a 3-day weekend. Thank you, Cheektowaga Police Department, for the 3-day weekend. I appreciate it. But Rob's back, and we're working on his place over in South Buffalo, so it'll be nice. Be a sunny day, so I'm going to get lathered up with all the sunblock, put my hat on, and you guys enjoy your day. It was nice seeing all of you. Love you guys, and I will talk to you soon. If anything else new comes up, like I said, I will make sure that I cover it later. I'll jump on. But if not, see you guys in